Well, the countdown is on. I feel like Dick Clark, right? Just one day left before the new year. And tonight we want to take a look back at the big stories that shaped North Texas in 2023. Here are some of those stories as told by the reporters and anchors who covered them.
Another mass shooting in America. This time, it hits close to home.
And in just the last hour, Allen police confirming to us at least 8 people lost their lives there today. At least another 7 are hurt. The shooter is also dead. Those 8 lives lost at the Allen Premier Outlet Mall on May 6 were Christian LaCour, Elio Kumana Ravas, Ashwara Thadakanda, 2nd and 4th grade sisters Daniela and Sofia Mendoza, Cindy and Ku Cho, along with their 3-year-old son, James. Irvin Walker was shot 3 times, but he survived. I had the chance to speak with him after he was released from the hospital, and he shared with me that no, he'll never be the same, but he did not lose his faith in this tragedy.
I don't have an excuse not to do the will of God. My life is spared. Evil will not win. Evil will not win.
A dispute inside the walls of an Arlington monastery has now led to an order of nuns to sue the Catholic Bishop of Fort Worth. The suit claims the bishop took actions of what they call pure evil. And as Jason Allen reports, the Catholic diocese now responded with an allegation of its own.
Back in May, we learned about this bitter conflict between a group of nuns and the Fort Worth bishop. This was after the Reverend Mother was accused of breaking a vow of chastity, and the bishop, in turn, was accused of defamation and abuse of power.
It's just brought a lot of disunity and dissension here, and I just ask everybody to pray for everybody involved.
The lawsuit the nuns filed was dismissed, but the internal church legal process is ongoing, and a big question that remains is whether the Vatican will step in.
I think anybody at the Vatican that looks at this entire process and takes into consideration all the factors, yes, I think that they believe that the right and just decision will be made.
This year, a series of weird incidents at the Dallas Zoo made headlines. In January, a clouded leopard named Nova disappeared. She got out through a hole that had been cut out of the mesh of her habitat. She was found within a day, but a similar hole was later found to be cut out of a monkey's habitat. No animal broke free in that incident. But just 10 days after Nova was lost and found, an endangered vulture named Pin was found dead. The Dallas Zoo said someone fatally wounded the animal. And then on January 30th, 2 emperor tamarin monkeys, Bella and Finn, were stolen from the zoo. They were found a day later at a home in Lancaster. A few days after that, a man was arrested and charged in connection with the case.
And who could forget this moment? It was a historic night in early November when the Texas Rangers won their first World Series in franchise history.
Everybody was wondering what would happen if the Rangers didn't win the World Series. I guess we'll never know.
We finally get to see it, you know? We finally get to see them win the World Series. It's like the greatest moment ever.